And I watch you when you sleep, but you don't call me back cause I don't leave my number.
If you ate at Burger King in 2009, then you probably remember Twilight. A simple book series turned movie series about a girl addicted to Ambien who falls in love with an autistic vampire, but also maybe wants to fuck her dog friend Taylor Lautner.
You're a white girl, and I know it's hard, but you really gotta stop banging dogs.
To say Twilight was a big deal would be redundant. I already showed you the Burger King Big Kids meal, and anyone from these parts knows that when you secure the Big Kids meal, you ain't going nowhere. But I don't have to tell you that arguably no other series in history has had such a rough reputation in the public eye.
Based on the terrible books from one of the shittiest authors of all time.
I'd never given much thought to how I would die.
Ironically, everyone else has imagined how Kristen Stewart would die.
Whoa! Alright, buddy! Shit just went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
No other series managed to be so divisive and so visceral that hating it specifically was a profitable concept on its own, and for as many dedicated fans as it had, almost just as many, if not more, were full-time haters of it. It's a pretty strange phenomenon. Bad or dumb movies happened all the time, but there were never full-blown cultural wars over whether Disney's Old Dogs was good or not. I say it was strange, but the honest truth is probably just that women really liked Twilight and really wanted to fuck lead male star Robert Pattinson, which really pissed off the men of the world, so they found reasons to absolutely hate this series that their wives and their girlfriends made them watch because they liked sharing the things they love with the people they love. And if there's one thing men hate more than their wives, it's vampires. You can say males have set unrealistic standards for women, but how the fuck am I supposed to be a Dracula? It wouldn't be until 2022 that Robert Pattinson would make it up to the fellas by being Batman, and now finally the whole world was united in wanting to see Robert Pattinson's beautiful penis and Robert Pattinson's beautiful balls. Twilight was a controversial series, that's undeniable. More people have gotten pissed off by it than any punk band, Tarantino film, political movement, ideology, or South Park episode, so I'll always have to admire it for that reason. But when I watched the first movie about a month ago for the first time ever, I found myself actually really enjoying it. Now don't get it Pepsi twisted, because I know what you're thinking. Oh, he doesn't actually like this gay movie from 2008. This is just some scheme to get goth girls to like him, and another entry in his never-ending quest to be as contrarian as possible. But that's totally... That doesn't really... Shut up. This series, it's really dumb and full of cheesy, weird, and bizarre shit, and the story is literally about an autistic vampire becoming hilariously obsessed with the Dracula equivalent of a Jimmy John sub sandwich. But on top of all that ridiculousness being incredibly fun to witness, I found the... hold on, this is a big word. Cinematography to actually be pretty captivating and engaging. They took what easily could have been a pretty by-the-numbers and kind of weird romance script and turned it into this stylish, kinetic, and over-the-top hyper-reality love story. I honestly think if this came out today, exactly as it was back then, it would be at the top of every Kino Letterboxd guy's list. I mean, people treated the Multiverse of Madness having a few fade transitions like their first cup of water in a decade. They would lose their shit over the amount of creative shots, transitions, and Dutch angles in Twilight. Where's my shit? I left it right here. It had, dare I say it, Sam Raimi vibes? Do CATHRINE Hardwicke be having Sam Raimi vibes?
Let's peep this out.
The iconic scene when Bella confronts Edward with her theory that he's a Dracula and his subsequent admittance is one of the most balls-to-the-wall, high-octane scenes I've ever seen. The 360 Dutch angle spinning shots, the close-ups, he puts her on his back and runs up the mountain at 100 miles an hour, he's jumping around motion-blurred screaming about how he's the ultimate predator who could kill her at any moment and really wants to. She's just like, cool, I swear. Why do the pretty girls always go with the 117-year-old vampire who explicitly wants to kill them? Anyway, then he picks up a big stick and just throws it. God, this scene rocks. My point is, regardless of how absurd the literal story of that scene was, there was a boring way you could have filmed it. You could have had the camera stick tight to Bella with Edward looming in the background to illustrate claustrophobia and tension, but that wouldn't have fully expressed the desired tone of the moment. Those shots are still in this scene, but they're not the only ones because those aren't the only emotions on display. Catherine Hardwicke went with whirling, world-spinning, alien, and chaotic, resulting in not just a more visually interesting sequence, but also a more thematic one that disorients you just as much as it disorients her. It's shot crazy because Bella feels crazy and scared. Bella is the main character, so the movie is shot in a way that reflects how she feels. She's an objectively naive and stupid teenage girl. She's obsessed with this cute, dangerous boy, so the movie indulges in that fantasy by having the scenes of them together operate on this higher level than the more mundane scenes in high school. Even if those more mundane scenes also feature Edward looking like he's busting load after load in his skinny jeans. God, guys, he is literally me. Socially awkward, gaslights women.
You hit your head. I think you're confused.
I know what I saw.
What exactly was that?
You pushed it away with your hand.
Well, nobody's gonna believe you.
Runs really fast, talks in riddles, growls at people. Textbook literally me character, right up there with Joker and Ryan Gosling in every Ryan Gosling movie. They're having a magical moment up in a tree set to a piece of score, then it cuts to a foggy room where Edward is literally playing the theme song of the movie. Wow, it's like perhaps he is instrumental to her life. This piano might not even exist. I mean, where the fuck is this? This could literally just be like a fourth wall breaking visual aid to help the viewer understand that just like how the music elevates the scene to a higher level, he is elevating Bella's life to a higher level, and not just because he's good at climbing trees. He is playing the music that makes her life magical. The music is magic. He's the music. He's the piano. Or he's the guy playing the piano. If this movie was a piano and my DVD player was Edward, then this scene would be the music. Wait, I got it. He's Edward, that's the piano, this is America, don't catch you slipping. The baseball scene. What Twilight nails the hardest in my opinion is playing the absurdity straight. I think these days, while it's mostly appreciated for being a really funny film series full of weird shit, and I definitely appreciate it for that, but think about what other romance movies existed at the time. They were all about like a businesswoman going to a small town and falling in love with a hometown hunk who shows her the meaning of Christmas. That was literally all of them. But then Twilight comes along and it's got lore, action, a distinct visual style. It's fucking insane. Stephanie Meyers is a literal deranged woman. And it's like genuinely entertaining as fuck, but it owns its insanity. When the three bad Draculas invade the Cullens baseball scene, they emerge from the fog set to techno music and is played completely seriously. There's no quippy character who's like, "You guys in a goth band?" Or, "Isn't that fog a bit overdramatic?" Or, hot topics down the road. Much in the same way the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films own their campiness, Twilight works so well for me because it just does this awesome shit and keeps trucking. They aren't trying to CinemaSins proof their movies by making it acknowledge itself. They do these over-exaggerated entrances, big stunts, zooms, Dutch angles because they know it's cool. It's about creating an atmosphere, a mood, an attitude above logic, convention, or anything else. There's fog here because it's dramatic and sexy. This guy did a parkour jump off a tree because it's cool. Absolutely 100% of this baseball scene was done because it was decided to film it in a way that would make me feel alive. Edward running fast as fuck, the industrial rock, the thunderstorm, crazy angles, zooms. How many times do I have to remind you about the crazy angles and zooms in this movie? Granted, the entire film is not like the baseball scene, unfortunately, but you still get fun moments like the car crash, Edward's pissed off eyes, the symbolism of the onion dissection and the dichotomy of them literally peeling back layers while getting to know each other for the first time, Bella's gay father, this guy riding into school standing straight up in a Jeep. There's honestly a lot to enjoy here if you can get over the barrier of everyone calling you gay and retarded for liking it. There's a few more scenes in this movie that I really like, not even ironically either. The scene where Bella has to pretend to hate her father to save him from bastard Dracula is genuinely very well done and acted. So well I'm shocked Kristen Stewart ever had to deal with accusations of being a bad actress. Also, how are you gonna say she didn't nail acting as a depressed, Ambien addicted teenage girl? That's how they be. They really do walk down the hallway staring at the floor saying shit like, "I just like reading books. I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess. And the final fight between Edward and Bastard Dracula is like anime fight over the top, but I don't want to spoil everything from this movie. Anyway, I think if you're a true Kino connoisseur, you'll find things to appreciate in Twilight. Whether or not the rest of this series keeps up the visual creativity and mentally unhinged attitude and story is completely unknown to me because I haven't seen them. But I know Catherine Hardwicke didn't work on the other movies, so honestly, I don't know, but probably not. But I'll at the very least stick by this first one as a certified Kino classic.